I mean, I think Elise would probably know that Strahd does come from a royal bloodline.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely.
So he is technically a king.
What's the,
or was at one point.
what's something you heard about him?
He is tortured here. He is not here of his own accord. He's a victim. He needs to be protected and helped. I say all of these things with purpose.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Interesting.
But you never... How long were you here?
I was here from the time you left me until I met you again, almost. 14 years?
I'm surprised, honestly, that he wouldn't have sought you out.
Why?
You're a remarkable person.
Well, thank you. I am of no consequence to him. I'm just here to help.
Do you think what was his relationship with Madame Eva?
I do not know.
All right.
I just know that she also would do anything to help him and to protect him. And also, there was one point of time, and I'll go into a whisper now, where he was going to die. He was going to die, and with his Stani saved him. And that is what I'm contemplating, whether or not I should say, if in order to convince him to help us.
You mentioned that there will be a cost. Do you happen to know what that cost is?
Could be a life, it could be a trade, it could be service, of which I have been in service for a long time. It could be anything. He is very powerful. If you've never dealt with the Dark Lord before, they may be trapped here. But that does not mean that they are not the most powerful being in the area. Maybe more powerful than you. And I look at Elminster specifically. So we will go and we will treat him with respect and honor, and we will ask for his help, and whatever he needs in return, we will give it.
So, after winding through the forest and the craggy mountain peaks, the road takes a sudden turn to the east. The startling, awesome presence of Castle Ravenloft towers before you. The carriage comes to a dead stop before twin turrets of stone, broken from years of exposure. Beyond these guard towers is the precipice of a 50-foot-wide, fog-filled chasm that disappears into unknown depths. A lowered drawbridge of old, shored-up wood beams stretches across the chasm between you and the archway to the courtyard. The chains of the drawbridge creak in the wind, their rust-eaten irons straining under the weight. From atop the high walls, familiar stone gargoyles stare out at you of their hollow eye sockets and grin hideously. A couple of them have a few nicks in the stone from likely time passing. Of course. Weathering.
Naturally.
Naturally.
A paladin. A rotting wooden portcullis, green with growth, hangs above the entry tunnel, and beyond, the main doors of Ravenloft stand open. A rich, warm light spills from within, flooding the courtyard, and torches flutter sadly in sconces on both sides of the open doors.
Lovell will disembark the carriage and will confidently strut across the wood. He will avoid the holes. Yes, he remembers are there. And he says, follow my lead. I can navigate this should it have remained the same over the past decade.
The wood creaks and groans beneath the weight of Local's body, and you can see there are indeed several parts of it that are missing and have rotted away.
Would I be able to fly over it? Is that okay?
That's fine.
We'll fly over. Would I be allowed to remember where those creeks were?
I think so.
So I'll just kind of hop over them. I'll stop about halfway through. boat stops halfway through, and you see him just completely like stoically stand up, and then he just looks and he peers over the edge.
Don't do it.
That is where I went back to Imaria, in that chasm.
There's just a low breeze, and some of the mist moves up. You can see it almost like snakes and grasping hands reaching up for Loholt's feet as it then descends back down into the chasm.
I'll continue to walk across.
I'll stay at your side.
He'll go, is he fastest past the gargoyles? He'll just be like, to the gargoyles.
They continue to stare in stony silence.
I remember them.
Should I bring up the real lady?
I will be copying all of your movements.
Well, in that case,
Melv, what is your passive perception?
23, if I remember.
Right. You see green slime hanging above the portcullis.
Oh.
Familiar sight to you.
I will stop everyone and I'll say, there's green slime up there. We may want to avoid that. Does it look like it's dripping down our barbarian?
It looks actually oddly stationary, as if some presence is holding it in place.
Not that it is waiting to drop.
Yeah.
I think you're skilled enough of a dungeon delver to know that that's not what it normally looks like. So something is holding it from dropping.
Okay. Apparently we're welcome here. Seems unnatural, but I'll still go to a part where there's a
Yeah,
I mean, I will hold the. I mean, I know he knows, but I will still hold the envelope.
As Melf sidesteps carefully through, the slime does indeed stay in place.
We'll go through. Yeah. Do we know? I don't know anything beyond the sally port off the side. I've never been in the main chambers. I don't know. Is there like an obvious place to go?
Well, so the gates, going past the gates, you open up into a thick, foggy, cold courtyard. Sporadic flashes of lightning glance the weeping clouds overhead, and thunder begins to shake the ground as a light rain peppers down upon your entrance. You see the torch flames fluttering on each side of the keep's open main doors, and warm light spills out of the entrance, flooding the courtyard. Echoing from deep within the walls of the castle, you can faintly hear the sound of an organ being played.
Got it in fugue, or what do we got?
Oh no, that's so pedestrian. He's playing Bloody Tears from the Castlevania soundtrack.
Dear. Clearly, this seems good.
Follow the music.
It is definitely in a minor key, but it sounds, I would say, at least for Lohold, with your levels in Bard, like there is soul in that music. It's so haunting yet sad, and you can feel torment rippling from every note that cascades out of the door.
I feel a little sad we didn't ask you to draw a card for us before we stepped in here. But,
Too late.
I guess it's time to face the music.
That's very much. Nice.
Okay.
I don't believe it's too late. We have time.
I'm bringing up the rear. I look behind. Of course.
Why don't we take a quick moment?
The gargoyles seem to have about faced, but are still stony, staring down at you, unmoving.
Let's do a
Pure in my panties of feather falling. I just keep walking.
Let's do a quick reading.
Merrick's, you asked for it, so what is it that you want to know?
I want to know about our meeting with the landlord and how
Thunder booms overhead and the whole ground shakes.
We're inside, though.
I know, but you're just in the door.
Shaking because the lightning outside. I take the cards back from you, and as I do, I will lean into your ear and say, "He will see this," and whisper. And here we go.
Oh boy!
wow, that's our new
Same first cards last time.
First card.
Success.
No success, but that doesn't mean we won't have success.
Right.
It is the leading card. It is what is it that you feel? What is the past? We feel like this may not be successful, which is what I said before.
The hell?
And it was shuffled. And
No, we know.
We didn't find the person we were seeking. We have failed in our initial mission.
But we will gain now through this act in the present an equilibrium, a balance, an answer through this. It's right here we see the water or the liquid of whatever it is into the goblet.
That equilibrium, is there a sword in the middle?
There is a cross that looks like the hilt of a sword.
And I'm just saying, I kind of am expecting he's going to offer us
an exchange.
I feel like we are heading towards a going
I don't even want the third.
Well, I mean, what I said, there will probably be a trade of service or... And the last card of what we will need to do, and I am very upset about this, is the passion card. And you will see that there is the heart that is above the stag, and the heart could be my heart, but I don't think this is the heart.
You will not be the sacrifice that he asks, or the payment.
I am not what he wants. His heart is probably more broken than mine.
Well, considering you have an unbreakable heart.
Yes, but then my old one, whatever. Stop correcting me, DM. But no, the last card, passion. It is what drives him. It is why he is kept here. And so what I see and wish I wasn't doing in his foyer.
Thunder once again booms overhead and the whole ground shakes.
I almost feel sorry for him.
That the only way for us to subvert our unsuccessful discussion or whatever this may be that we feel is to gain balance by
being sympathetic with him, or empathetic, of course. Fair enough.
Hopefully that is just it.
Let's make a deal. It's time.
And again.
Thank you.
The doors in front of you are swung open, revealing a grand hall filled again with the sound of the organ music that has not stopped. Overhead, in the vaulted entry foyer, 4 statues of dragons glare down, their eyes flickering in the torchlight of the sconces. Cobwebs stretch between the columns that support the vaulted ceiling, dimly lit by the same sputtering torches that seem to fill the whole castle. Of course, Melf, you might remark that the torch lasts roughly half an hour, and these have clearly been going for longer, so probably magic.
Magical, yes.
They cast odd shadows across the faces of 8 more stone gargoyles squatting motionlessly on the rim of the domed ceiling, looking very similar to the ones outside the walls. Cracked and fading ceiling frescoes are covered by decay. Double doors of bronze stand closed to the east. To the north, a wide staircase climbs into darkness, and a lit hallway to the south contains another set of bronze doors through which you can hear the sad yet majestic organ tones.
Okay.
You can hear the thunder crack outside as if it is a drum punctuating the music that muffled leaks its way through the door.
I will lead the way and follow.
Yeah.
And the music follow.
I think so.
I'll stay until.
Do not touch.
Yeah. It's not a place to wander off.
Stepping from the long shadows, someone that, even with your true sight, you feel like you should have known was there, and yet he's here now. There's an elf with brown skin and long black hair. Quietly, he just observes you, wearing a gray cloak over black studded armor. He does have a polished scimitar hanging from his hilt, but he looks you over and says, "My master is expecting you," and gestures to the closed door with the organ.
Okay. I'll just nod in his direction and walk past, I guess. That's
Perhaps I should be the one to knock on the door.
or not, seeing as last time you drew your sword or trying to do.
Seems like you have both encountered him and had a reasonably peaceful resolution to the situation.
All right, argue with my ex on this one.
I walk forward. Okay.
I open the door.
Okay.
I say we come as friends.
Very good.
To the empty.
3 enormous crystal chandeliers brilliantly illuminate this place. No more flickering shadows here. It is a magnificent chamber. Pillars of stone stand against dull white marble walls which support the ceiling. In the center of the room, a long, heavy table is covered with a fine white satin cloth. The table is laden with many delectable foods. Roasted beast based in a savory sauce. Roots and herbs of every taste and sweet fruits and vegetables. The smell wafts its way towards you, and it is exquisite. Places are set for each of you with fine, delicate china and silver. At each place is a crystal goblet filled with an amber liquid in a delicate, tantalizing fragrance that joins with the roasted meat and the fruits and the vegetables and everything else. At the center of the far wall, between floor-to-ceiling mirrors, stands a massive pipe organ, blaring out a thunderous melody now that you are within the room that speaks in both greatness and despair. Seated at the organ, facing away from you, is a single caped figure that pounds the keys in raptured ecstasy. The figure suddenly stops, the deep silence sounding almost like a stab to your ears. As he slowly turns towards you, a pale, gaunt face, angular, as if the skin is stretched over the bones. Widow's peak black hair that is slicked back with slightly pointed ears, not like an elf's, just more like if a human's ears were kind of tapered. Dressed in blood red, crimson scarlet, midnight blacks and furs that wrap around, very kingly, august in his presentation. As he glares down at you, his eyes staring, old, ancient eyes, older than even Melf, as he stares at you all. Welcome, guests, to Castle Ravenloft. Please be seated.
Give him a round of applause for that. So it's very well done.
Thank you. And as he smiles, you see 2 fangs. One of them still a little crimson as he sort of...
Please sit down.
Yeah. I'll sit next to her.
I'll sit as far away from him as possible.
That is a very good idea.
No business is done?
Yeah, I look at him in question as to what seat does he...
is the one with a monogrammed E.
I nod.
And we say it is lovely to see you, Elminster, but really, I'm rather annoyed with you.
Everyone is.
That Volo individual you sent here some time ago really made a ruckus of my place.
But I got rid of him again for you, didn't I?
Indeed. Please be seated. Please partake. I would not be called a foul host to my guests.
Just, quick glance with true sight at the food. Like, it's not one of those sneaky, it's the illusion of a beautiful meal. It's actually rotting.
I'll give you 2 things. Yeah, the food is as it seems. Strahd, however, is slightly translucent to your eyes and to yours as well.
I'm staying at the door for him. I haven't come in.
I sit down in this seat he offered.
Sure.
And a little hold. Welcome back. I have a special seat just for you, with some blood amber wine.
What has happened to the companions that I was here with before?
They are currently indisposed. They are like everyone else who comes here, lost in the mists of my home.
Of their own doing.
Indeed. It is strange that one who has escaped the mists would return so readily. I am curious what brings you to my door. But sit, eat, partake. We shall discuss why you are here and why you have brought with you such a fanciful friend, such as Elminster Omar of Shadowdale and Melf of the Green Arrow. I have heard of you. Good things. Mostly.
I will partake in this meal, but I wish to hear it from you that we have a truce, so long as we remain here together.
I am considering you all as friends of Elise, and part of the bargain I have made with her people. You were not friends with her when you last were here, thus we shall consider it blood on the vine.
He'll go and sit down. He doesn't take his eyes off Strider. That's fine. He sits down.
Are you not hungry?
I was waiting for the host.
You may.
Oh. Yes, I get the sense. I don't even need to make a roll for it. I get the sense. As a guest, he's going to level with it. If he's going to do anything, he's going to say it. So I will relax a bit and get into the, cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Have some roast beef and as savory goodies.
I will take a bite of the food, which is probably maybe the second time you've seen me actually eat.
Yeah, what is by her place? I mean, you said there was the blood amber wine for what is they laid out for the
Probably about as bare bones of a meal you could have, yet still being presentable. Like, it is clearly made to look nice, not necessarily to taste well.
Yeah, I eat it out of respect.
Yes. But it is nowhere near the sort of fanciful feasts placed before you in terms of what you would imagine the taste profiles of. It's really more of a presentational dish than a particularly enjoyable. So then, what is it that brings you to my domain?
Oh, okay.
We are on a mission.
Of course you are.
It is not any of our intention to disturb your domain any more than we must. We wish safe passage through it. We are hunting someone who abducted one of the Vistani, we believe, from Barovia. That is a new obligation or task. We came here seeking someone not of Ravenloft, who comes here with a purpose to damage and destroy many worlds. We are seeking to stop or thwart that individual wherever in the mists he may be.
I see. So it is Eva that brought you here to my borders, yes?
I brought them here
You would return after all you had been through. Truly, your quest must be important indeed. Very well. Tell me why I, Strahd von Zarovich, Devil of Barovia, some call me, should care.
I am seeking Madame Eva, who has gone missing, who has done nothing but protect you and make sure that our people fall in line for everything that you have wished. She is dear to me.
And the reason you're all still breathing.
She is dear to me and dear to you. And you know it to be true.
And I would not presume to say who is and is not dear to me.
Then perhaps we could take a different tactic. Self-preservation. The threat is not just to others. It is to every realm of existence.
What could possibly threaten the realm of Barovia? I care not for these other worlds of the Outlanders. But
I think this person wants ultimate power, and therefore would want to conquer every realm. And we've heard of Vecna.
I have indeed.
He has amassed the hand and eye of Vecna, as well as other powerful artifacts.
Every Dark Lord could be swept away.
Yeah, sure. Strahd sort of grins a little bit. He says, Azalen must be furious. Good. Now then, you have come to me because you have nowhere else to go.
We've come to you because your path is the most hasted to our success, and time is of the essence.
You do so love to play with time, don't you? Time is so interesting. It is the one thing that no amount of power can ever help you truly master. You can never control it like you can everything else. A man who chases after time chases his tail like a dog.
On our way here, I have told my friends that you, and like I say with like a bow in my head, that you are the most powerful being in this realm. You see everything. You know everything. And you deserve to know. Being trapped here, you still know and rule all, and somebody else may come to take it away from you. And without Ava here to keep everyone in line, to bring you those that you seek, to do your bidding, to help you in every way, without her as the matriarch of our tribe, what will happen to this pact between all of us? What will happen without her? You know that when you were first brought here, you almost did not survive this trip. However, she was here. The Vistani were here and nursed you back to health, and then helped you in every way. We have served you for years and years and years, and with your all-seeing knowledge and power, I just beg of you, please, to tell me where she is. Will help you.
As it happens, I do have power here. It is very few things that can occur within my borders that I do not know or see. And I do indeed have the information that you seek. But nothing, not even favors, are free.
Then your cost.
As it happens, I could use a strapping band of adventurers able to travel the mists, for I have a job for you. Complete it, and we will consider our bargain completed as well.
There's a bunch of rats in the basement.
There is a subject of mine, whom the mists have seemed to have displaced beyond my reach, in another domain outside Barovia. A subject which belongs here, belongs to me. She must be returned to Barovia.
What is this subject?
She is a singer in Tartakas known as Nostalgia.
Then why has she slipped through your grip?
The mists like to do things of their own accord, and people along with them like to attempt to defy my will. And it is good to show them every now and again that my will is not something you can defy.
And you are all powerful. You cannot just simply go and get this person back.
You clearly do not understand the nature of the mists.
Enlighten me.
There are realms beyond Barovia, countless of them, each with their own part and parcel of dread, you could say. Tartakas is one of them. It used to be a part of the core, but such things have long since ceased. It could be traveled by your mist wanderer friend here. Traits which many lack, and if it weren't for her, you would be here forever.
So, you could snuff us out at a moment's notice anywhere in this land, correct?
Most assuredly.
And other lords like yourself can simply do the same within their domains, correct?
There are no other lords like me.
I disagree with that. However, what assurances can you give us, or wisdom or knowledge, that when we enter another domain, we're not the rats of that domain and their lords don't snuff us out for interfering? What if these other lords have taken possession of your singer for their own?
Then they have stolen her from Strahd von Zerovich, and they will pay dearly for such a crime. By your own hand, I presume.
Look looks over at Merrick's and then over at Melf. Trying to read the room.
The many lives on many worlds hang in the balance on this. So, how pleasant as this may be, you do.
How may we recognize this wayward singer of yours?
She will be easy to see. A striking young woman with auburn hair, like the oaken trees sprouting in a garden of flowers. Yes, she will be no trick to find.
No? Okay.
This is a dangerous endeavor to travel.
All endeavors in Ravenloft are dangerous. You sitting where you are is incredibly dangerous in the house and lair of a great and a powerful man.
If we were to bring you this gift, this trade, this woman, and bring her and return her home to our beloved Barovia, could I ask you for your knowledge of one location, of one more thing?
You seek other information beyond that of Madame Eva.
I seek Madame Eva for she is my family.
Yes.
But we were coming to her for help, and I think you are in even better help. It does not mean that I don't want to find her and rescue her from this evil man, from whatever fate she does not deserve. However, you probably know, so you do know, with your intelligence and all-seeing and powerful, everything in this world, you know what we need to find. I'm sure you know without me asking. And I will just like open this knowledge straight to him of that I want to ask him if he knows if this water class was here and where it is.
Oh, good thought. You think about that.
A relic of great import you do indeed seek. Very well, then. Bring the woman back where she belongs, and you will have the information you seek as a gift to the Vistani.
I thank you.
And know that once that is being done, the balance between me and your tribe is equated.
No. Her people must maintain their status of protection from you. So there must be another payment.
That is equated.
That would be equated, yeah.
Oh, I thought he's protecting them.
It's a mutual thing.
Oh, I see.
Protect them.
Okay. So it's not like, okay, now they're on their own.
It would be more like they wouldn't be able to ask him any more favors.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's to just so I can be clear out of character. It's for Ava and the sword.
Yes. But he's considering the sword a gift as like a returning the favor. Okay, so
I think
OG one. Now where you?
Yeah.
that's right.
Elise, you don't have to give up the favor to get the sword for the cause. There can be other sacrifices.
this will save the entire world. This is the favor we need.
I agree. Lou, don't be foolish. This is a good trade.
I thank you. I'll take another bite.
Very well then. Finish your dinner, eat and drink your fill, and then you are ready. Go to Cartacas, retrieve Nostalgia, bring her back here, and continue your quests. Now I bid you
Was this an herb rub you did with this roast, or what was it? This is actually really good.
adieu.
Tez just vanished.
He just vanishes, and as he does so, a fierce, bone-chilling wind rises up and roars through the hall, putting out the open flames momentarily, as a screech of ancient hinges and the solid thuds of many parts of the castle resound, for the flames return once again, bathing this place in a much lower light than was once, as the chandeliers have gone out entirely.
Must be a secret recipe.
Yeah, I just look over a milk, but I'm like, but how did the illusion play the organ? That's what I want to know. Is it player organ?
Maybe it's like a war
Okay.
forge.
Anyhow, wow, yeah, great job, everyone. Nice negotiating. In here, you really got to try this.
How do you get to Cartacas? Can you leave the mist once again?
We can go and travel from here. We can travel through the mists, but it will take time. How long have we been here?
In Barovia or the castle?
In Barovia.
I'd say you're nearing the edge of the 4-hour marking.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Okay, so,
Yes.
So,
Scroll number 1.
Yeah, scroll number 1.
no, because we can go back. It's probably going to be evening time. We should probably stay we should probably stay rest.
There is no rest right now. There are days ahead of us.
Yeah,
We have a quest that we have no idea how long it's
Okay, scroll number 1.
Merrix, as you reach into your bag to find the scroll, you kind of do the mental thing to recall it. And as it soars up into your hand, and you pull it out, you brush against something kind of squishy, a little spongy, and you almost feel like a moistness press against your hand, like breath against your flesh as you retrieve the scroll.
All right, I hand the scroll to him, and I immediately get Sparky out. Like Stinky.
Yeah.
Just sit him here. Sort of. Will he hand it? Anything? Huh?
You're reaching your hand into the bag.
Yeah.
As you do, you feel like and you hear something just wallowing up from the depths of your bag.
That's not good.
Do you hear that, or do we all hear that?
I think
It was so quiet. It was just him. Well, you might have heard it. Yeah,
Okay, I could.
because of the elven.
Okay, so I have a pretty good perception too. I'll be like, indigestion?
I guess. Yeah.
Is that Frank? Okay, then I'm going to stand up and kind of throw my cloak back.
Let's go.
You want to check your bag?
What's the matter, Melf?
I just heard a growling saying delight.
All right. I'll take the backpack off and set it on the ground.
What?
Hang on a second. Actually, I literally am just sort of taking a moment and doing a little motion with my hands and basically extending a 10-foot pole and sort of poke the pocket a little.
The main pocket.
Yeah.
It's like poking in the inside.
Just sort of opening the flap first.
Okay.
And sure, let's just poke the bowl
You
inside.
see an elongated arm with a grasping hand of tendril-like fingers of 4 joints begin to wrap themselves around, and you see it begin to pull down.
We all see this?
What is that?
What did you
Nerf?
put in your bag?
Yeah, sorry, it's the same mine.
Is you resisting it, or are you just...
Yeah, as well as my question.
I'm kind of no. I'm letting it take the ball.
Okay, it just yanks, and you feel the pull, and you hear a no, and you hear like a thud and a crash of many of your items banging against each other.
What did you bring with you?
Just not from kind of. I've never had anything like this.
Kind of fiction or something?
It's familiar. Can I run into something like this in the Mordia?
I'd say either you or Elise could give me a history check.
Oh wow, that's a natural 1. I gotta say, I'm really good at a lot of things, but it's a natural 1.
I got dirty 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Vistani tell stories of the mists of Ravenloft not liking portals, conjuration, interdimensional things. And when you bring interdimensional spaces into Ravenloft, the mists tend to revolt. And they do so in the manifestation of what is called colloquially by those who know the story as the Bagman.
Oh, God.
Essentially a boogeyman of interplanar storage compartments.
All right. Here's the thing. I could sever the link here fairly reasonably, which would at least end up with everything encapsulated in the astral plane. I could go looking for it later.
I will add to that
But
story.
whether we should try to get things out.
The reason it's referred to as the boogeyman of bags, effectively, is because essentially the way they work is they're constantly hungry for living souls. And when those who possess such bags lie down to rest for the evening, the creature emerges forth and removes them.
Doesn't sound to me like a pleasurable experience.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we should, as I said, there's a lot of good stuff in here. I think we should close this door. The question is, do people want to try and get some things out of here before I do that?
The other 10 scrolls would be great.
Well, we've got 10 scrolls of removed curse, but I mean, I've also got
We slay this thing? Why don't we just kill it?
No, it's in there. Why don't we leave this place, go out into a clearing, open the bag, entice it out, and then do what we need to do.
All right. Is there?
But not here. It would be very disrespectful.
Could be possible to kill it. The question is whether or not you can continue to kill them over and over.
Sever the link. Take the scrolls. Take the things we need. We're going to have to do this old school.
Well, all right. I'm gonna start. Someone keep a. Someone be ready to grab me here. In fact, I'm going to be using. I don't think you can really reach into a bag of holding with a mage hand, can you?
I don't think so.
We'll put Grabber Fang on the wrist area of Merrick's. Don't worry. I'll make sure we sever it if he pulls too hard.
Thanks. And
Just kidding, Merrick. Just kidding.
all right. I'll throw out the remove curse scrolls because we got those.
Okay, you do begin to hear the sounds of like scrabbling or something.
Can we see in the bag at all, or is that?
Do you want to peer into?
Yeah, I'll try to.
You see 2 beady eyes glowing in the firelight with a massive mess of hair scraggling down the face. This lanky, oblongish creature, more limb than thing, just scrambling its way. You see it like climbing its way up through piles and piles of coins, like Scrooge McDuck level of coins. It's ridiculous. Just climbing up all these coins.
Sure, some of them.
What?
I guess I'll give him Melf's acid arrow.
Sure.
Yeah, don't throw a fireball.
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
A natural 1.
Wow.
Well, now some of us have got.
The acid arrow.
Forget it all.
Wait, Sarah, I'm gonna give it. Oh, I guess I can't. I would get 2 attacks. I can't just. But I have luck. Well, I will use my luck, a luck point in this case, to try to change that. And I rolled a second one in a row.
I think, when destiny comes calling.
That's it. I'm going to consider the one.
The acid arrow flies after the creature moves with a supernatural speed. You have almost blink and you miss it, and the acid arrow instead slams directly into a priceless Ming vase that then disintegrates into.
I have no idea how hard it is.
It's just kicked over a vase and destroyed it.
I have no idea how hard it is to get Ming pottery in Eberron. It is, yeah. All right. Okay, well, what have I got now?
So I think you managed to grab, let's see, you had 11 there, yeah?
Yep.
So far, you have managed to grab all of them. That was enough of a distraction. At the very least, it seems to have gotten them out.
Sever the link perfectly.
But there's so much stuff in there.
Oh, there's so much stuff.
So to be clear, if he's severing the link, that wouldn't destroy it. That would just cut off the extra part.
Well, actually, the idea
Do
was
I
to
know
find out.
from these tales, does this happen to every bag of holding?
Eventually.
Eventually, mean
I don't have one of those.
one will generate eventually, or eventually if you use gate.
There are many stories about whether or not it's a singular thing or multiple things. What they know is that it constantly wants to escape the confines of the bag.
I have an idea.
All right.
But it basically would be every single bag of holding type item that enters the mists. Eventually, they always become a lair to a bagman or the bagman, whichever.
Then I am going to do a test because if I know this to be true and forgot, apparently, I also have a bag of holding. And so I am going to open mine.
Seems to be fine. It's normal.
Can I try? Let's try to lure him into mine.
You want to put two bag of holdings right next to each other?
Oh, that's not
Not
going
right
to
next to
Just take the other bag, go in the bag.
That's right. Yeah.
No. Not right.
Toril?
I'll lure him out with the bull and try to get him into this other one if he likes to jump from bag to bag.
That's not what he likes. He wants to escape the bag.
He could become the Dark Lord of his own new realm.
Right. He is the Dark Lord of his own realm.
Dark Lord of extra-dimensional space.
Yeah, everyone, I would just like to say he is ancient. He is the bag.
I open my Heward's
What
handy.
if you keep trying to put?
So far, it seems okay.
Why don't you take
Right.
the things you need?
There are
out
two
of
more things I would
mine?
definitely like to get. So I'm grabbing
All right.
two more things.
At this point, he has begun to climb his way back up, his arms
All right.
extending out, coins falling
Chop
down
his
the path of the
arm up.
mountain.
I'll do it.
Disarm him.
Sure, make an attack roll.
Okay, I reach back, pull out stuff,
I'm
and
setting on fire, though.
don't say, it's just his arm.
If it comes out, okay.
Yeah, if his arm comes out,
Okay, so you're going to get ready.
yeah, I'm going to time it right.
Okay.
And then you hear me, hello, hot stuff, and he goes up in flame, and I am ready.
Okay. You see the elongated, four-jointed fingers and the arm emerge.
Bam!
Okay, go make an attack.
Natural?
It is a natural 20.
All right. So,
Yes.
with a clean slice, the arm comes right off as it sails through the air, dissolving into mist. You hear a as it kind of recoils back, and you see a new arm beginning to quickly grow from the
Yeah,
stump.
I've got the things now.
Yeah. All right, I got you that. So I'll go ahead and basically what I'm hoping to do here is a sort of targeted dispel magic.
Okay.
Again, with the idea that I will hopefully be able to, reconnect to it once we're out of Raven.
Yeah, sounds good.
And I will do that.
Okay. So,
Wait, I have an idea.
while you slice the thing, I believe Merrick's is doing his thing.
Yeah.
You're just disconnecting from it, but still having it back.
Yes.
No, still having the bag. Yeah, I mean, I'm still going to have the bag. That's why I say targeted.
Yeah, because I'm in the dimension, so he's going to turn it into like a normal bag with infinite side pockets, and then the main pocket where everything will basically just be a normal bag until he's able to then re-establish it later.
Can you reestablish it here later in?
I easily could. I'm not sure that's and I don't know if I could. I don't think this is my feeling. you're, obviously tell me what you think. My feeling is I can make bags of holding. It would be very easy for me to reconnect it. What I'm suggesting here the bag space is still going to be in the astral plane somewhere. And I will try and reconnect to that. I don't feel like that's something I could just do by making another bag of holding, but I feel like, it's Sigil, give me a couple of days.
For sure. Yeah.
That's the 20th level.
Oh, no, you're good.
I'm just saying I'm prepared to sacrifice. We're going to lose it, right?
The access.
But that's fine.
Okay.
Oh, sure. That's good. The slow whittling.
Can you do it to my bag of holding as well?
Oh, yeah.
So you see like this like lopped arm just kind of wriggle around as a new baby like arm begins to grow out of the stump, and then it's just the inside of a bag.
What the?
And I will say, you currently have like an arm kind of latched to the side of your axe that you have to like shake and like pry as it's just adhered itself completely.
I mean, even with the fire and everything.
I mean, you can burn it off. It's fine.
Yeah.
Just okay.
Chop it up into
chop it up in little pieces
with my extra attacks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a little firebolt.
Yeah, just
the idea that I have is that if this is something that will attack somebody unknowingly in the middle of the night, what they don't know it is there, maybe it was my handy thing to have and to offer to somebody
Oh, yeah, sure.
as a gift.
have a free bag of holding.
Look, what did I say before we came here? When you come to Ravenloft, you have to do what you have to do.
10 scrolls. You are to give them, and then just use them.
Let's split them up. Here, you take 3, you take 3.
You have a scroll.
Actually, let's just do 2, 2, 2, 2.
Yeah, we got the scroll.
Yep. Do you put them in your bag of holding?
No.
Okay.
I pull out from my bag of my Eberron's sack, my spare cloak, and I put all the scrolls I've got in there.
Oh,
In the cloak. I tie it up like a bag man. And,
Not the back man.
no, not the bag man. To take it out and just attach it to the back of my cloak. I don't care about the sealed chamber pot.
well, it's in there. Yeah, just leave it in there. That's why the
Blank spell book, the blank notebook, the inking in it.
yeah.
Funny enough, I have nothing in my bag of holding. I've not used it. I've not needed to use it since I got it.
Well, with that out of the way, you currently sit in the dining hall of Strahd.
Yes, let's get out of here.
Yeah, let's go. But also, I'm just gonna, once we do sort of catch our breath and start moving a little, I do just want to say, how are you? How was that?
I think that went very well.
There was no fighting.
I told you, you treat people with respect here, and there will be no fighting.
Try to steal scene.
I've never met him. It was an honor.
And as you exit back across the drawbridge of Castle Ravenloft, the gargoyles still leering down at you from their stone expressions, and you begin to make your way to the edges of the borders where the mists swirl.
Does Elise know what is under the drawbridge?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Death, generally. So a sub-basement, maybe? Yeah, like you might have speculation.
No,
about,
just
like,
because of what Lovel said and that he went in and came out.
would you like to try to travel through the mists of the bottomless pit?
No, I just didn't know if Elise knew
No, you don't really know what's
what
there.
that was because to an outside eye, it's like,
I would say
way out.
You know that the mists have a mind of their own, and they sometimes will just pick people up and deposit them. It is said that those who try to wait around for the mists to take them back home tend to find themselves in an early grave. It's not usually a practical way to escape, but it does happen from time to time, and a lot during the Second Age. As you make your way to the edges of Barovia, traveling your way, the trees, shadows lingering down on you, the branches shaking in the winds like bones rattling, and the howling of wolves in the distance, echoing themselves along with the light breeze that rustles through. The mists begin to swallow and swirl all around you as you think of Cartacas, the domain, and step forward into the mists, your party following alongside you, and embark upon a journey to another domain. but that'll be the next session.